there and welcome. Today we're diving deep into the very first steps of a new life. And let me tell you, it's this whole story of invasion, secret chemical messages, and some seriously incredible construction. And it all happens before most people even have a clue a pregnancy has started. So let's zoom in and explore this amazing microscopic world together.
All right, so where do we even begin? Well, it all kicks off with this really big question. An embryo has just finished this epic, week-long journey down to the uterus. But now what? How does it actually connect? How does it announce that it's arrived? This isn't some gentle touchdown. No way. This is an active biological mission.
And that mission has a name: implantation. This is the moment. This is where the embryo literally digs in and latches onto the mother, creating the very first physical link between them. Everything, and I mean everything, that comes after hinges on this one critical step.
So how does it pull this off? Well, the embryo has this special forces team, you could say. Get ready for it. They're called the in situ trophoblast. Yeah, I know it's a mouthful, but just think of these cells as the pioneers, the point men. Their one and only job is to actively invade the uterine wall and set up a secure anchor.
But these invaders don't go it alone. Nope, they've got a partner in crime, the cytotrophoblast. And they have very different jobs. So you've got the syncytotrophoblast on the front lines, doing the invading and connecting, and right behind them you've got the cytotrophoblast, which is like the construction crew, building up the support systems. One invades, the other builds. You absolutely need both for this to work.
Okay, so the anchor is set, the physical connection is made. But now a whole new challenge pops up. The embryo has to communicate with the mother's body. It's got to send a really urgent signal that says, hey, I'm here, don't get rid of me. And it does this with a brilliant chemical conversation that's basically a hormonal relay race. And that's the key question, isn't it? How does this tiny little bundle of cells stop the mother's body from just, resetting its normal monthly cycle? Well, the answer is a very special hormone that acts like the very first text message, the very first announcement. And this lays it out perfectly. It's a chain of command. Step 1. Those pioneer cells, the syncytite trophoblast, start pumping out a hormone called HCG. And yep, that's the one that pregnancy tests look for. Step 2, that HCG travels over to the ovary and tells this little structure called the corpus luteum, hey, stay active, keep working. So, step 3, the corpus luteum listens and it starts producing progesterone. That's the hormone that keeps the uterine lining thick and supportive for the pregnancy. It's a flawless 3-part handoff.
So you might be asking, what on earth is a corpus luteum? The best way to think of it is like a temporary battery pack. For the first 8 to 10 weeks, its only job is to supply the progesterone needed to keep this whole operation running. And that HCG hormone, that's the signal that keeps the battery pack switched on, basically keeping the lights on until the main power grid, the placenta, is fully built and ready to take over.
Right. The pregnancy is secure, the power is on, and now the real construction can begin. We're talking about the ultimate life support system, the placenta. And this isn't just any old organ. It's a collaborative masterpiece built by both the mother and the fetus.
And that right there is what makes it so incredible. The placenta is totally unique. It doesn't belong to just the mother or just the fetus. It's a joint venture. You can think of it like a bustling biological marketplace, this amazing interface where nutrients, oxygen, and waste products are constantly being exchanged.
So who's on this construction team? Well, from the fetal side, we've got our friends the cytotrophoblast cells, the builders we met earlier. And from the maternal side, you have parts of the uterine lining, like the decidua basalis, and these really important spiral arteries that supply all the blood. It's a remarkable collaboration of tissues from 2 different individuals, all working together. So the connection is established, the life support system is under construction, and now we arrive at what is, for me, one of the most incredible milestones in this entire process. It's just a moment of wow. 4 weeks. Just let that sink in for a second. 4 weeks. That's all it takes. Just 4 weeks into gestation, often before a pregnancy is even confirmed, the fetal heart begins to beat. I mean, come on, that is an astonishingly early start for the body's most vital engine. And from that first little flicker, development is just incredibly rapid. You get the first beat at 4 weeks. By 6 weeks, that beat is already strong and regular. Just 2 weeks later, at 8 weeks, the heart is well formed and fully functional. And by 12 weeks, its basic structure is complete. An entire, intricate pump built from scratch in just a matter of weeks.
Okay, so let's do a quick recap of this incredible journey. First, implantation is an active invasion, not some passive event. Then, a precise hormonal relay race kicks off to secure the pregnancy. Next, the placenta gets built as this amazing joint project. And finally, the heart starts its lifelong rhythm at just 4 weeks. It's truly amazing. And that just leaves us with this one final, awe-inspiring thought. Every single step we've covered, from the initial invasion to the hormonal signaling to that very first heartbeat, it's all part of this delicate and complex biological ballet. It really makes you wonder, isn't it incredible how this entire intricate sequence has to unfold so perfectly? It's a process we're still just beginning to fully understand. Thanks for joining me.